Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to ELAI990. I will be your instructor for the course. I'm Dr. Mary Owens. The purpose of today's video is to give you an overview of our class Blackboard site. Since our course is remote, we will be doing almost all our work in our class Blackboard site. And so I'd like you to get an orientation of some of the features. So I wanted to start with how do we get to our class site. Once you log into MyMC using your username and ID, your password, you should see some kind of a screen like what I'm showing you right now. You want to click on the Blackboard button, and that will take you to the college's Blackboard site, which is where our class is. Slowly it's coming. All right, so whenever you get onto Blackboard, you'll see something like this screen. Again, I don't know that my screen is exactly like yours, but what you want to do is click on the tab up here for courses. And that will take you to a screen that will have all of the courses that you are registered for this semester. Okay, so these are more courses than what I'm teaching. It shows previous semesters. So what I'd like to do is take us to our Blackboard site. I'm going to take a look at our course site, which is 990 CRN 22643. We may have a different section number, but the course site will be essentially the same way. Okay, so when we click on ELAI990 22643, it takes us to the home page for that class. Now, we need to open up the menu so that we can see what is in that home page. If you see the home page like this with no left-hand menu, what you want to do, run your cursor down the page, see the little arrow that sticks out, click on that, and that brings the menu in, the left-hand menu, which is where we go to find all kinds of things. So home page is what we're on. You want to notice at the top right here that this will tell you where you are in Blackboard. We are on the home page of ELAI990 22643. So the first item is Zoom meetings. Now that is where you can go to join the class if you are not using the link that I send in the announcements to join. It is also where you can go to find recordings of our courses. So we'll just take a quick look. Again, this is one way to get into our classes when we meet. Just give it a minute here while it gets loaded. This will get you into only the meetings for our course. It will not get you into other classes. So you can see that I have already set up our class meetings. Our first one is on the first day of our class, August 30th. And again, I will take that and I will start our class from this point of our menu. Once we have finished class, the classes are usually recorded, and both a video and audio, and then just an audio recording. And this is where you would find them. You would click on the recordings in the Zoom section of our menu. I don't have any recordings because we have not had class yet. We will come back to that as we go along with the class. So that's essentially what that Zoom meetings is about. We use Zoom for all of our classes, right? So Mondays and Wednesdays, 1 to 3:45, we will be in a Zoom meeting. The next thing is the announcements. Now, announcements before every class, about an hour and a half before the class begins, I will send to your announcements with a copy to your email an announcement. The announcement will have the day's agenda, in other words, the plan for the day, as well as any handouts that we need. I recommend that you open up the agenda, you look at it so that you can see what are we going to be doing in class today, and you also open up the handouts and look them over. So you can use that agenda to take notes during the class as we're going through the material. Okay, so that's the announcements. Again, I haven't sent any, so we don't see any. But this is the link in your class site that you can go to for all of the announcements that I have sent over the course of the semester. I sometimes send announcements at other times with important information. Okay? The next tab is Send MC Email. You can send email inside of Blackboard. You just have to be careful. If you send email inside of Blackboard and you do not copy yourself, you will not have a record that you sent it. It does not show up in your Outlook email. Okay? So if you want to send to everybody in the class, you would click on All Users. That's everyone registered for our class. If you are not going to do it that way, you can go back to, you want to send an email to just me or to one person in the class. Then you have to go down on the chart here to Select Users. I wish they put it near the top. That would be better, but this is where it is. This gives a list of everybody in the class. So if I'm going to send an email, and let's say I pick Edith, I highlight the name, I click over there, Edith shows up. Now I need to also send to myself. Otherwise, I will not remember. I can't remember this stuff. So remember, if you're going to do this, you want to make sure that you also send to yourself. Again, we will go back. We'll go over that. I include directions on doing that, but that's what the Send to MC email is about. The calendar opens up a calendar, and again, I have not made any assignments, but it opens up a calendar, and the nice thing about that is that all of your due assignments for this class will be shown on that calendar. There'll be little blocks, and you can click on the block. It'll say what the assignment is when it's due. So that's to help you remember what you need to get done. My grades, again, will show you your grades for this class. Of course, I haven't done any assignments, so we don't see anything, but this is where you can go to find it. You'll be able to see the assignment, see the grade over here, and you'll also be able to see any kind of feedback that I've given you. Syllabus, again, this is, let's see what's in here. The only thing in the syllabus is one item, and that is our information about our syllabus. So what we have is an explanation, again, our class times. We meet via Zoom. Here is my MC email address if you are not using Blackboard to email me. If you're using Blackboard, you just have to select me, select yourself, type your email, and submit. But here, if you want to email me, that's what my email is. Here is a copy of the department syllabus that you can open. If you go down, here is my syllabus for our class. Again, so that you can open and take a look at it. So that's what's in the My Syllabus, the syllabus part of this left-hand menu. Biggest part that we will be using in our menu is course content. And there's quite a bit of information here of different kinds. I will be building and adding to this, but so far under course content, we have the course introduction, which I'll open briefly. We have a lot of information here about joining My English Lab. The other site that we use for our class, where we get our free ebooks, and you do your lab work so that I can see it and it can count, is My English Lab. So that's what the second item is. But let's take a look at what's inside the course introduction. All right, so course introduction, again, some of this repeats what's in the syllabus point, right? So again, we have, here is the catalog description for this class, which is the official description. Textbooks and lab. If you're going to use our ebooks, they are free. They are accessed through My English Lab. Your lab work is also done through My English Lab. Then there's a bunch of information about communication. Again, here is my syllabus again. Office hours. My office hours usually begin about 75 minutes before every class in the same meeting that our class is in. So all you have to do is join the class early if you want to come and see me during office hours. So for this class, I'm there from 11:30 until our class begins. You can also simply join the class early. It sometimes takes a couple of minutes to get in, to get your computer going, to, all the rest of that. So again, I am in that room, in that meeting from 11:30 until we begin. We are going to use MC email to communicate. Again, here's information about my response times. Here are directions for doing what I just showed you on Send MC email. Okay, so again, you can that's a Word document. You can download it, open it up. Here's information about the announcements. Feedback on written work. ELAI990 is an integrated skills class, so we cover reading, writing, speaking, and listening. But the primary focus is writing, and it is writing for college level work. So I communicate with you through my feedback on your written work. Very important that you understand what I've marked, why you've lost points. It's critical if you don't understand something to ask questions. You write your first time essay. You do that in class as a test. You get a grade for it. I mark it. I get it back to you. You will get a chance to do a rewrite of that essay and submit that as an assignment. So that's something that, again, you want to make sure you correct as many of your mistakes so that when you submit it as a rewrite, you have a better grade. Correction marks, again, a Word document that you can download. You will want this when you look at your marked essays. You're going to build error logs for your in-class essays and for your rewrites. And here is a sample of that, again, for you to download. There's information about appropriate behavior, right? About what we are not going to do. Academic integrity. And again, here is a link to Montgomery College's policies and procedures. Now, I also give extra credit if you do a visit to a Montgomery College tutor. After you have written your essay in class and you get it back, as you are rewriting it, which you will do outside of class, if you go to see a tutor for help or work on that rewrite, you get 5 extra points on that first grade. Okay, so here's a video about using the Writing Center. Here is the link to the Writing Center for you to be able to set up an account if you are new to the college. Again, we'll go over all of this stuff. Here we have some short videos about Blackboard. Again, you want to make sure that you look at them. You can always come back and look at them later. One thing you may want to do on Monday when we meet, you will do your first day diagnostic test. In class, you get a short reading, you will write an essay. This does not count in your grade. It is simply for us to see where you are. But that's what we will be doing on Monday, August 30th when we come to class. All right, so that is so far course content. You want to also, with course content, let's get back out of here. Let me go back to course content. Again, notice that we have a little table of contents in here. Class agendas. This is where I will file the agendas after we meet in our classes. So if you wanted to go back and see something that we've done, you can go back to that file. You could go back to the announcements and also find very quickly, because my time is going to run out and this video will be ending, my English lab. You want to go through that. We will have an orientation to the lab in the first week of class. I think I'm just about out of time. I look forward to seeing you and having a good semester with you.